Welcome back to Chapter 3. In Chapter 2, you learned how to navigate the file system. Now you can read the map. Today, we start making things on that map: files, folders, copies, moves, and safe deletions. This is the start of the confidence phase. By the end of this chapter, you will create empty files with Touch, build folders with mkdir, copy with cp, move and rename with mv, delete carefully with rm, use wildcards to work with many files at once, reveal hidden files, and finish with a real project folder you built from the terminal. First, the smallest possible creation step: an empty file. Type touch myfirstfile.txt, then list it with ls-l. The 0 in the size column tells you the file exists, but nothing is inside yet. That is perfect. Chapter 4 will teach you how to put text into files. Today, we are learning how to create the container. Touch can create several empty files in one command. Type touch file1.txt, file2.txt, and file3.txt. If the names do not already exist, Linux creates them all. You just made 3 files without opening a single app window.
History moment. Touch was not originally meant as a file creation command. Its real job is updating timestamps on existing files. Creating a new empty file is a side effect, but it was such a useful side effect that people use it constantly.
Files need folders. Let us make one. Mkdir means make directory. Create my folder, move into it, then run pwd. Your prompt and the printed path confirm that you are standing inside the folder you just made. Creation and navigation now work together. A nested path like projects/web/html fails if the parent folders do not exist yet. Add -p and mkdir creates the whole chain safely. Think of -p as saying, make the parents too, and do not complain if one already exists.
Pro tip: -p is wonderful in scripts because it is repeatable. If the folder is missing, it appears. If the folder is already there, the command calmly moves on.
Next, copying without leaving the keyboard. Copying uses the pattern cp source destination. Create original.txt, copy it to copy.txt, and both files exist. The original stays in place. You can also copy into a folder by using the folder name as the destination. Dimensions need one extra flag. If you try to copy a folder without -r, cp says it is omitting the directory. -r means recursive. Copy the folder and what is inside it. Files copy normally. Directories need -r. Now let us move things and rename them too. mv does 2 jobs: move report.txt into documents, and the file relocates. Then move documents/report.txt to documents/final-report.txt, and it is renamed. Same command, 2 useful meanings: move here or move to this new name. Unlike cp, mv works on directories without -r. That is because moving a folder is more like changing its address than copying every item inside it. And yes, mv is also how you rename directories. Now the command that deserves a breath before you press enter. rm removes files permanently. This is not the Windows recycle bin. There is no restore button waiting nearby. That does not mean you should be afraid of rm. It means you slow down, read the command, and make sure the target is the one you intended.
When you are learning, use rm-i. It asks before deleting. Watch the prompt sit there for a moment. Remove regular empty file careful.txt. You can answer Y to confirm, or N to cancel. Linux assumes you mean it, so give yourself this safety pause.
Direction are different. Plain RM will not remove them. rm-r removes a directory and everything inside it. If you are not fully certain, use rm-ri, so Linux asks as it descends. And never normalize sudo rm-r as routine cleanup. With sudo, a bad target can damage the whole system. For empty folders, rmdir is gentler. It refuses if anything is inside. That refusal is a feature, not a failure. Sometimes the safest command is the one that says no. Here is the first real wow moment. One pattern, many files. In wildcard practice, create reports, photos, and notes. The star wildcard means any number of characters. lsstar.txt lists every text file. lsphotostar lists names that begin with photo. You are no longer naming files one by one. Now use that same pattern with cp. Type cp star.txt text-files/. Pause after enter and let the shell expand the pattern. Notes.txt, report1.txt, report2.txt, report3.txt. 4 files copied with one command. That is the terminal starting to feel powerful. The question mark wildcard is more precise. Report?.txt matches report1, report2, and report3, because each has one character in that slot. It does not match report10, because that has 2 characters. And it does not match report.txt, because that has none.
Fun fact: wildcards are technically called globbing patterns, or globs. The name comes from an early Unix program called glob that expanded patterns globally. Linux history is hiding in the vocabulary again.
One more visibility trick, then we build the final project. In Linux, names that start with a dot are hidden from normal ls output. Run ls, then ls-a, and the hidden world appears. .bashrc, .profile, .config, and any dot file you create yourself. Hidden does not mean dangerous. It usually means configuration. Coming from Windows, this may surprise you. Linux does not trust the file extension as the whole truth. Rename a text file to .jpeg, and file still recognizes it as text. Extensions help humans. Linux also looks at content. Tree gives you a bird's eye view of folders. Install it if needed, build a tiny demo folder, and run tree demo. Suddenly, the structure is visible. Branches, nested files, and a count at the bottom. Time for your file organizer mission. Start from home and create the project directories with 2 short mkdir-p commands: asset/images, asset/styles, docs, src, and tests. This is mkdir-p doing real project work. You are not practicing toy commands anymore. You are shaping a workspace. Move into my project and create the files: readme, license, .gitignore, docs readme, main shell script, utils shell script, and a test shell script. Empty files are enough today. The structure is the win. Now run tree-a myproject. Let the command type out cleanly, then let the tree appear. .gitignore is visible because of -a. Assets, docs, source, tests, readme, license. This is a complete project skeleton built from the terminal. And the lower half completes the picture: source files, test files, and the final count. 6 directories, 6 files. This is the artifact you built across the chapter. Simulate real project work. Copy main.sh as a backup, create src/lib, move utils.sh into it, and copy license into docs. This is how cp, mkdir, and mv combine when you are organizing something real. Clean up the backup and empty assets folders. rm removes the unwanted file. rmdir removes empty directories and refuses if they are not empty. The final tree is smaller and cleaner because you made deliberate changes. You learned touch, mkdir, and mkdir-p, cp and cp-r, mv, rm, rm-i, rm-r, rmdir, wildcards, hidden files, file, and tree. More importantly, you learned the rhythm. Create, confirm, copy, move, delete. You did it. You are not just looking around the file system anymore. You can create and reshape it. In Chapter 4, those empty files come alive. We will read text, inspect files, and start editing with beginner-friendly tools.